Hi, this is Joe from Joe's Tech Bits. I'm here to show you some neat features that have been added to normal users of Google Photos, and I think you'll like what you see. I'll show you how you can get them and when they're going to be available. Now let's just do this. Whoa, where am I? I think I went into the next video. So let me show you how you can do this, and you can get Google Photos Magic Eraser, Blur, Unblur tool, and several others for free, starting, I believe, May 15th. And here we go. I found this article to open our video from CNET, and they have a really good article about the up-and-coming free Google Photo editor. Here's the link. I'm going to take you to that link. And here it is. You can see it's at CNET. I'll put the link in the description in case you didn't catch that. But if you read here, Google will open its Magic Editor, AI photo tools to everyone for free with a catch. Well, the catch is you get some, but you don't get them all. Here's the explanation right here. I'll make that a little bit bigger so you could read it. And you can see May 15th is their rollout date. And it will give nearly all Google Photo users access to Magic Editor, which includes Photo Unblur and Magic Eraser. And there's a bunch of other neat features and effects you can use with it. But it looks like, we go down further, people who want to go beyond the above, which you can have 10 saves per month with the Magic Editor without a paid subscription. So if you want to go beyond that, you need to have a Google Pixel device or a Google One subscription, and you can click on those two links to get more information. You can see right here that Google Photos user with an iOS or Android device made in the past few years will be able to use advanced editing tools, including Magic Editor, for free. That's why I'm able to use it on my iPad. I haven't tried it on the phone yet, and I did try it on my Mac. Wasn't as successful, but it works pretty good on my iPad. So that's the article if you want to read it further. And hopefully they'll start rolling it out on the 15th, and everyone will get these good features. AI editing tools are coming to all Google Photos users. You can see the link here, and you can copy it to get to this page. I'm going to click on that link and take you over there and show you. Here's the Google page that explains what these tools are and who is getting them. All Google users. Previously, I believe tools like the Magic Eraser were introduced on the Google Pixel phones, and they were also used by subscribers to the Google One service. But if you only had a Google Photos account without subscribing to additional services, you didn't get these features. Now you will, I think, starting May 15th, which when you see this may or may not be passed, but that's the plan, I believe. Now what you can see on this page is the left side, the left two pictures, uses the magic eraser. Well, actually, they call it the magic editor now. And it is magic because you can see the very left picture, the tent is all the way over to the left, half off the picture. And with the magic editor, the item in the middle is removed and the tent is moved over closer to the people standing there. And you can see the left side of the whole tent was recreated by the AI. On the right two pictures, you'll see the unblur. If you have a blurry photo, you can use the unblur feature to unblur the photo. You can see how this works. And again, here's that tent. Even though Google's making the magic editor available to all Google Photos users, some of the higher end features will only be available still on Pixel 8, Pixel 8 Pro, or if you can see right here, you can subscribe to the premium Google One plan with 2 terabytes of storage and above. So everything's not free, but the features that are included with the normal Google Photos magic editor are really some powerful things. Deleting and enhancing and all the other things that you can do that you don't have to have the Pixel 8 or Google One plan. The magic editor can do a lot of neat stuff with the AI features built in. So here we go. Let's take a look at what you can do on the iPad with the Google Photos Magic Editor. I got a few pictures from Pixabay, some of their stock pictures they have out there, and I put them into an album in Google Photos called Magic Editor. But I picked a couple pictures here. I thought maybe I could try out this new Magic Editor and see how it works. Now, I didn't mention before, but in order to get Google Photos, obviously you have to have a Google account to get Google Photos. And other than that, these new features should be available with any user. So let's pick this one. Let's start out with this one here. There's a nice scene, and let's see what we can do with it. Now you see here down the bottom we have 3 options. We have share, which you can share the photo with email or messaging, even Telegram and things like that. On the right hand side you have Lens. Now Lens is a special tool where you can send a photo to Lens and it will analyze it and show you other photos of the same type, whatever. If it's an animal or a flower or something like that, and you can it'll help you identify whatever your photo is if you're not sure. In the middle is our edit. Let's go to edit, see what comes up. Okay, wow, have a lot of different items. You can see the highlighted item here, it's called suggestions. So what we can do is go through and we see all these options: dynamic, enhance, vivid, luminous, radiant, ember, airy, afterglow, and stormy. Let's try one of them. Let's try dynamic. Now see, you can see how that made a difference. Made it much brighter, and it doesn't look like so much of a big storm like it did before. Now, I just tapped that. Now, if I untap it, it goes back to the original. I mean, I didn't untap it, I tapped it a second time. But it takes off the effect. Now let's go to enhance. Enhance didn't seem to do a lot with it like dynamic did. Vivid. Ooh, that's different. You get the idea. You can go along and select one that you like. That looks like a pretty neat one. Looks like there's some sunshine in that picture, but it's really a storm. That's different. Ember, airy. Made the sky kind of blue rather than those really dark clouds. Afterglow and stormy. But if we take that off, you can see the original. So that's under the suggestions item here. Now if we go to the next one, crop, if you wanted to only see the rock, you could crop the picture. And you could see down in the middle there's a slider here. You could change the angle of the picture. Put it back to 0. There's 0. Let's see what these are. Oh, you get a lot of selections for different size croppings. And it'll give you the ratio of the crop: 4:3, 16:9. And you can, if you want to save it like that, you just hit the check mark over here. And what else do we have here in the middle? That just gives us the slider. And if we go to the last one here, oh, you can flip the picture. Looks like 90 degrees at a time. So that's really a good feature if your picture isn't in the right perspective. You can flip it to the way you want. The next one will be tools. I'm going to save that. I'd like to come back to the tools later because there's some things in there I wanted to try out. But let's go to the next one here, adjust. And you have a whole bunch of options. Brightness, contrast. Now if you go to brightness, here's this little slider down the bottom. You can move that with your finger, make it brighter or darker. We'll leave that in the middle. Leave it at 0. We'll go to contrast. And again, it's at 100% right now, but you can move this and change the contrast. You can see how that works. And here's one, HDR effect. We go there and there's a slider. And it seems like it makes it a lot sharper. I think what high definition HDR does is make the blacks blacker and the darks darker. But don't quote me on that. Here's one called white point. And again, a slider. Some sliders are in the middle and you can go either way. Some start at one extreme. This looks like it must adjust the white balance, maybe. Here's highlights. Not much change there. Shadows. I'm thinking if we had a little different picture, these might make a difference more. But here's some, oh, you can see where the shadows really change. And that really makes it look like a dark storm. Put that back to 0. Black point. I guess that's the opposite of what we saw before, white point. That does something with the black dark colors. Saturation. Basically, what you have to do with these different effects is look at the picture and think of what you want it to look like, and then try out the different settings. Here's warmth. Ooh, that makes it a nice blue. And it goes from like a orangey, brownish color to a nice bright blue. We'll leave that on 0. There's tint. Can change the tint of the colors. Skin tone is next, but we don't have any skin in this one. Blue tone. Now I think the last blue tone, let's see what that does. Blue tone changes, seems like it changes some of the blues. Pop and vignette, I think we'll save that for a picture with some people in it, because I think that'd be better with people in the photo. So by hitting done, takes you back to the main menu, and next we'll look at filters. And wow, a lot of filters, a whole ton of filters. I'm not going to go through them all, but try a couple. We'll start out with the vivid. Oh, one of the selections is none. Vivid. I guess if you don't want any filter, you can go back and hit none. Vivid. Desert. Palma. Dina. Onyx. Bizarre. That brightened it up kind of a bit. Vista. That made it more like almost like a black and white photo. Vogue. This whole right end is kind of a dark side. Eiffel. So let's see if there's any more. That's the end. So let's go back to none, where we started. Then the last item is create. So you can do a collage, you can do a highlight video, you can do a cinematic photo. Now, if you go into that, it'll discard the changes, so we'll say keep editing. I saved the tools till last, so let's see if we can go back into our album and pick a picture that we might want to use a tool on. Let's pick this woodland scene, and again we'll go into edit and go into tools, and we'll go into magic eraser. Now let's see, basically you just have to mark the item that you want to delete, and there it is. You have a nice woodland scene. Maybe you would want the dog. Looks like a little something left there. Not sure what that was. Might have been part of the dog, might have been something on the ground. And if you'd like to save that, as you could use it as a background for any picture that you want to put someone in, cut somebody out and put it in there. And you don't want anything else but the trees. So we'll hit done, and we will hit save. And we're going to save it as a copy. And let's go back to our album. And now you can see here's the picture with the dog and the picture without the dog. It's amazing what this does. Let's try one more. See how this works. We'll go into the editor. Now if we go into tools, now here it looks like it depends on the picture what options you get up. You see we have Magic Editor, Magic Eraser actually, and we added another one called Sky. So let's try Sky. Now if you look at the sky, and there's a slider here, this goes from a kind of drabby sky to a little bit lighter, nice sky. A little bit blue in it. Now if we go to Magic Eraser, we have to hit done first. Then Magic Eraser. Now we want to remove the fella in there. Suggestions found. Now this finds suggestions automatically. Let's try that out. See, it says erase all. Not sure what it erased. Circle or brush to erase. Let's hit, if you see the backwards arrow here, we'll hit that. And it looks like it took out some of the cables that are holding the bridge, so we don't want that. But that's what it found for the automatic eraser on this picture. Every picture looks like it's different. So let's do this. We'll mark this fella. Not that we don't like him, but we want to use this scene for something else. And look at that. Automatically took him out. Now we can take a cutout from another picture of some other person and put them in this scene. Let's say done. And let's say save. And again, save as a copy. And if we go back here to our album, you'll see we have the one with the fellow standing there and the one here. I kind of think maybe, did we leave his shoes there? Possibly. Let's see if we can get rid of them. Photos syncing. Try again later. Let's go back to the original. And we'll see if we can go to Tools, Magic Eraser. I think what happened, this strip here was in the way when I was marking this, so I'm going to delete that there, and then we can just start at his feet. Funny just leaving the feet there. But it's really neat. I guess it still put something there. Guess that's pretty good. And we'll say done. Save. Save as a copy. You can also save it over top of the original if you'd like. I never like to work with the original. Now let's compare these two. Not sure if that's just footprints there, but it doesn't look like it took those marks out totally, but it did a pretty good job. You can put somebody else in that scene and it would be perfectly fine. I wanted to show you another photo that I thought was really neat to experiment with the different effects and colors and things. And this is a covered bridge. If I go into the edit mode and hit dynamic, which is the first selection here, I was amazed how beautiful it made this picture. If you look, when I take it off, look at the red bush right there on the left, how it just seems to come to life when I go into the dynamic. If you see, none of the other selections really make it as nice as that dynamic setting. So I wanted to show you that. And I think I'll save that one. Save as a copy. Then I'm going to go back. One other thing I wanted to show you was when you have a picture, it didn't show up in the original one, the first one I did with the man standing on the pier, on the dock, but it'll show up better in this. If I go into edit mode and go into tools, well, first of all, you can see the sky. And if I go through the sky, look how blue that got. Just moving the slider all the way to the 100 mark. So much nicer sky than it was originally in the picture. Of course, the sky was probably kind of a little drab when the picture was taken. So we'll hit done on that and save. Save as copy. And what I would like to do is go back in the tools and go into the magic eraser. Now you notice it's scanning the picture, and what it did, it found a selection that maybe it is suggesting it could be something that you could remove from the photo. This automatically does that, and if there's nothing there to remove, it won't do anything. But this bar comes up and says suggestions found. It shows the couple there, the wedding couple, and you have the bar at the right side. It says erase all or X. If you don't want to erase it, you can hit the X and you can manually select something you want to take out. But that looks like a good choice to me. I'll hit erase all, and it actually took the couple out of the picture and did a really nice job. It's really hard to tell that there was anyone there except for the rocks and the water. I'll hit done, and we'll hit save. Save as copy. There it is. Now, one thing I wanted to mention to you was that I've tried to take someone that was cut out from a picture and put them either in another picture or move them like Google does in their web page that explains what the magic editor is. But it looks like you could only do that kind of stuff on the Pixel phone. I'm going to research it more and see if I can get it to work, but I'm also going to do another follow-on video of how to edit photos with the built-in iOS editor on the iPad. I did figure out how to do a cutout onto another picture on picture, but it's kind of involved, so I'll wait till the next video. So here we go, on to the next video. I wanted to show you an example of some different features that are available for different pictures. On this one picture that I used in the opening, if we go into the edit mode, you notice if we go into tools, there's 4 different selections here: magic eraser, blur, portrait light, and color focus. And if you remember, on some of them, they had a sky feature where you could change the color of the sky. So somehow the AI, the software, must scan the picture when you first look at it and determine what features you could easily use on it. So we'll see what happens with the different pictures. Here's another example of a picture. This one has a lot of sky in it. So the only two options are magic eraser or sky. So if we go into sky, we can move the slider and see the sky change color. So depending on the picture, you can get different features, different edits. If you're not seeing the updates, I would suggest that you go to the App Store on your iPad and do a search on Google Photos. As you can see on mine here, it's not quite the 15th yet, but I would have thought I would have seen an update to Google Photos. There's no update right now, but I have updates on Google Photos Backup and Edit. That could be the key to it. The reason I'm checking this is because I couldn't find the unblur feature. Even though I have the Google One subscription, I still don't see the unblur, so I'm thinking that's not going to show up until the 15th or later. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that it will encourage you to investigate the new features in Google Photos. I used my iPad to demonstrate the updates, whatever I could, but it looks like it's coming to all the different devices, Windows even. So hopefully you'll find it and like the new features. Please like and subscribe to my video. Please leave comments. Have a great week, a great summer, and we will see you in our next video.